In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to knit the diagonal knot stitch. Now this is what it looks like up close. So it has a nice diagonal that goes here, and you get that by making knots. Now I'm going to show you how to do the knots. They're really not that difficult. And this really isn't too tough at all once you figure out how to do the knots. It's worked over a 6-row repeat and works in multiples of 3 plus 1. So for this example, I cast it on 22. Now before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe so that way you can be in the know when there's new tutorials and new patterns out. The yarn I'm using for the tutorial today was provided by King Cole. It is the Baby Super Ball DK weight yarn. This is a wonderful DK weight yarn. It is 100% premium acrylic, and this ball holds about 800 yards. So there's going to be a lot of tutorials out of this ball of yarn. I'm also using a US size 6 or 4mm knitting needles. Before we begin on this stitch pattern, I wanted to show you what the right side and the wrong side look like. So the wrong side has an interesting texture as well. It has a little bit more of the bumps, and that's from making the knots. And then the right side shows those diagonal ridges from making those knots. Now remember, this is worked in multiples of 3 plus 1. So in this case, I did 22 stitches that I cast on. And let's go ahead and get started on the rows. So row 1 and all of your right side rows are the same. So you will simply start by knitting. So rows 1, row 3, row 5, those are all knit. So we'll just knit across, and you'll obviously be working with your cast on edge. And I've done 2 total repeats on here to get to this point. So I'm just going to knit across. And then the knots are going to be made on the wrong side rows. Now for row 2, we're going to turn and we're going to be working on the wrong side. And the wrong side is where we'll always be doing knots. So we're going to begin by making a knot over these first 3 stitches. And to make a knot, you are going to purl 3 together, you'll yarn over, and you'll purl those same 3 stitches together. So I'll show you how that's done. So we'll put your yarn up front. Try to make it so you can see better. Insert your needle in those first 3 stitches, and then we're going to purl those 3 together. And this first one is always a little more difficult because it wants to grab that bottom row. So sometimes it takes me a couple of tries to get it to where it wants to cooperate. Okay, so you have those purl 3 together. And you're going to leave those 3 stitches on the needle. Then you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to purl those 3 together again. And again, sometimes it gets a little bit cranky, so it takes a couple tries just on this first stitch. After this, it's a lot easier. And I don't like how it split my yarn, so I'm going to try it one more time. All right, now slide those off. And you purled those 3 together, but now you have 3 stitches on your needle. So you're going to make another knot. You're just going to continue doing that down until you have 1 stitch left. So we're going to purl these 3 together, bring that yarn in, leaving those 3 on the needle, do a yarn over, and then purl those 3 together again. And there's your other knot. So one more time, purling these 3 together. And the biggest trick, or the biggest tip I can give you on this, just relax, because you don't want your stitches really tight, because then they get really hard to work with. So then you're going to yarn over and then purl these 3 together again. And then slide those off the needle. Take these next 3, purl them together, yarn over, purl those 3 together again. So keep continuing that down until you have 1 stitch left, and then you'll purl. And then your wrong side row, or the right side row, you will knit. And I'll meet you here for row 4. For row 4, we're going to begin by purling 2. Purl 1, purl 2. Now we're going to make a knot. So purling these 3 together, yarning over, and then purl those 3 together again. And then we're going to continue making a knot all the way down until we have 2 stitches left. So we're making this knot, yarning over, making the knot. So you'll continue that all the way down until there's 2 stitches left, and you'll purl those last 2. Then for row 5, you knit. So I'm going to work my way down, and I will meet you for row 6. For row 6, we're going to begin by purling 1. Then make a knot. So purl those 3 together, yarn over, purl those 3 together again. And then we'll make another knot, purl these 3 together, leaving the stitches on, yarn over, purl 3 together again. And you'll just continue making a knot all the way down to the end. And then that's it. So I'll meet you at the end of this to show you what to do with the pattern repeat. After you've completed row 6, you'll just continue repeating rows 1 through 6 to your desired length to get to however long you would like this to be. I do hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you later. Happy knitting. Bye-bye.